This is the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550. And now, here's your host, Sarah Mohsin.
Good morning, folks. It's great to be back here again. I had a phenomenal Monday. I actually had Jay Balaban from the Realtors with Prudential Unlimited, and I have him here again in the studio just to share some information. As you know, interest rates are at an all-time low. We're looking at rates in the 4s. And, you know, with financing options, you can actually put 3.5% down with Mohsin Mortgage, and we can get you approved within 24 hours. Good morning, Jay. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Sarah. How are you today?
Well, it's great to have you back because
Thanks.
There's just so much to cover. And it's been, we just don't have enough time in the day to really talk about what people are facing in this economy. I think that there's a lot of fear, as well as people are it's like paralysis through analysis. You keep analyzing it and you end up being paralyzed. And it kind of drives you crazy after a while, because the right people are, just like when you're building a house, you go to an architect so you get the right information. Whereas with you and with your company we've worked very closely with, you've done us a great service by finding great homes, and both from the buyer side and the seller side. So I'd like you to just share some of your information, your knowledge, and how you can better help folks get financed and, purchase homes that they can enjoy and live in.
Well, I'll tell you, it's hard for a lot of times for buyers and sellers to maintain a little bit of a sense of optimism out there. Especially in these situations with what's going on with the economy and with the real estate market in general, et cetera. But one of the tools that you have in your court, and that a lot of people don't realize, is getting the right people on your side. One of the things that you mentioned the last time we talked was asking the right questions.
Right. And
sometimes it's being able to figure out what the right questions are. And often the way of getting to be able to do that is sitting down with a realtor, with a buyer agent, somebody who's going to represent you, someone who has to put your interest above everybody else's, including our own.
Right.
And just talk about what it is that you're looking for. Talk about what the questions that you're going to ask. Talk about the process and how you work through it. And certainly the first step of that process is getting pre-approved.
Right.
And especially in an economy right now, especially with interest rates as low as they are, there are just incredible opportunities out there.
There certainly are. And we have a 1-800 number. It's 1-800-662-9550. It's 24 hours. You can actually reach out to us. We're partnered with Jay Balaban, and we certainly work with you towards getting that pre-approval. And at least by that time, you know exactly what you're financed for, what you can afford. And Jay can actually take the time, and his company, the Realtors from Prudential Unlimited, to make sure that you're in that home that you enjoy, that you can actually afford as well. And you've spent some great time with a lot of our folks who have looked to purchase. And I do love that about you. It's very important. It really is. It's very important to take that extra step, which you do. You take a lot of care and time with a lot of the folks that have looked at purchasing homes. And it's an important thing. It's one of the biggest decisions that you will ever make.
Absolutely, certainly. And it's one of the things that we really look for. We've got 3 partners on our team, me, Trish, and Kathy. And among us, we've got, 40-plus years of experience in real estate from various angles. Prior to this, I was the head paralegal for a local real estate law firm.
Right.
It's important to have somebody that has experience. It's important to have somebody in your corner who's out there batting for you. And working with a buyer agent in, I would say, probably 95% of all cases, doesn't cost the buyer anything.
Right.
We split the commission in most cases. In Massachusetts, we get paid generally by the seller,
right?
Except in some very rare circumstances. And that's something that we can always talk about and be very upfront about.
I think that it's critical for folks to really pay attention for at least the next couple of months and make a decision, a decision based on facts, why you should purchase a home at this particular time. And one of the main reasons is, in the 90s, the rates were 9, 10, 12% for a mortgage.
Absolutely.
And sincerely, I can look at it now. We're doing both the side of the purchasing, financing, and the refinancing. So it's also critical for folks who are looking to refinance to look at consolidating their debt, to remove some of that credit card debt that they have, at least $10,000 in credit cards for just average Americans. That is what we're looking at with this economy. And looking at getting rid of the adjustable rates that you have, getting into fixed rates, because the fixed rates are equivalent to the adjustable rates. I mean, what we were looking at as an adjustable rate on a 5-year or 7-year term, they were in the 3s and the 4s. Now you have 30-year fixed rates at 4.25% or 4.5%, and it is outstanding. I mean, it's incredible that we would be looking at this and saying that we're going to have this advantage, to take advantage of this, and to look at purchasing a home and have that rate for 30 years. We're probably never going to ever need to refinance just because of the fact that the rates are so low.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's also important to recognize, and I know that this is sometimes something that you and your team often keep in mind, that people that were looking to refinance can also look at shorter mortgages than a 30-year.
Right.
If you want to, it might cost you a little bit more in the short term, but ultimately you may be looking down the road at getting your mortgage completely paid off a lot faster.
Well, Jay, this is an incredible statistic. The big thing is that there are 1.7 trillion mortgage balances that are at least a percentage point higher. And folks haven't taken advantage of the rate. And our listeners can give us a call at 1-800-662-9550. I have to repeat the number because this is just too valuable, as in information from Jay, also from us getting you financed. But 1.7 trillion mortgage balances that are a percentage point higher, that would reflect at least $300 more that you're paying on your mortgage in just alone in Massachusetts, let alone in California or Maryland, Virginia, all of these other states that we're licensed in. I just hate seeing people just, giving money away for no reason at all.
Absolutely.
And paying too much on a home that they may actually think that they should buy, not based on affordability, but just the likability factor. And what I like about your company, that you actually take care of the folks that come to you. We have actually referred them to you, and you're interested in making sure that they have a home that they can afford, that they love. But it's not all about bigger is better. And
it's definitely not all about bigger is better. It's about, finding what the right place is for our clients. And we really specialize in caring, and we really specialize in listening for what people are looking for, and then working with them to help them find it.
I mean, philosophically, I believe that it's long-term versus short-term gain, and I really believe in that, and that's why we did partner up with the realtors from Prudential Unlimited. And what we engage in is making sure that people are comfortable, they're happy, and you're bullish. I'll always say it, you're very bullish in your approach in a good way, which is you really stand by your clients, you make sure that they're taken care of, and it does become literally they become a part of your family, because you want to make sure that their needs are met. It's not just buying a home. You understand what their needs are with their family, the school district, the taxes, what's going on in the neighborhood. There are many factors.
And it's all about relationships. And, my team is not in this for the short term. We're in this for the long term. We're in this to build relationships with buyers that are out there right now. And we're in this to be a resource. We've got people that we sold houses to back in the 80s that we're still very much in touch with. And, we're still keeping track of and, seeing the what's happening in their lives.
Right.
And as things change, we're here to answer questions.
I have to say that this has been a very thought-provoking for Monday and Tuesday, because we've really not chatted before. We've done some business together, but it's the added value, because relationships matter to me. They matter to you. It's critical when you're looking at long-term, where folks are looking to buy homes, and when we're at such a point where rates are so very low, and you do take the time. I think that one of the biggest things with a lot of businesses is that they really don't take that time. It's not just closing a deal or showing a home. It's about making sure that people are happy with the person that they're interacting with, that they can come back to you, and they can,
absolutely,
even after they've purchased that home, they've said, listen, I can bring back a family member. And that's how businesses grow. And that's how it becomes a win-win, and it becomes a positive. And I certainly look forward to making sure that we are committed to working with you and with our listeners coming to you at least to ask the questions and getting them educated. Because largely what we do here at the Mohsin program is to give them the right information. And I do appreciate that you do offer the same added value. It's all about the information, and it's all about providing the services and, making sure that people are taken care of. That's what we're both about. Hey, folks, please reach out to us here at 1-800-662-9550. It's been delightful having you here. I have to say we're going to have you back here again, Jay. Excellent. I look forward to it. And again, folks, stay well, and we'll be chatting tomorrow.
This has been the Mohsin Mortgage Program with Sarah Mohsin. Mohsin Mortgage is licensed in several states for residential and commercial purchases and refinancing. Call 800-662-9550.